What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about ticker symbol XPEV or XPENG Inc. Now, this is an electric vehicle company that most of you guys will probably know. As we've seen so far in 2020, electric vehicles, especially the Chinese electric vehicles, have been going on a massive run. So now we can see at around September, XPENG was trading at around $18 to $19 and then went on a massive run along with NIO and the other Chinese electric vehicle companies all the way up to its high at $74. Now, since XPEV has run up such an insane amount, a lot of the big banks and some of the larger players in the market decided that the price of XPEV was just too high to keep buying. So in the beginning of December, right around here, we had XPENG downgraded at UBS, citing that the stock has run up too much to keep buying. Now, even though it's run up too much, we can still see that XPEV has so much more room to run as it's consolidated right around here at the mid 40 level, along with NIO. So now they're kind of paired and they will play as sympathies to each other, especially with NIO Battery Day coming up on January 9th. Now, although all of the Chinese electric vehicle companies have been proven to be really big and legitimate players in the market today, there have been some fears over whether or not these companies could get delisted in the future due to this right here. So Trump signed a bill that could lead to the delisting of Chinese stocks, including NIO, LI, XPENG, and Alibaba. Now let's take a closer look into this. So US President Donald Trump has signed a bill calling for the delisting of foreign companies that don't adhere to the same accounting transparency standards that securities regulators impose on public US firms. Now, along with this, the Holding Foreign Companies Accountable Act takes aim at Chinese companies and drew rare, strong bipartisan support in the U.S. Congress before arriving on Trump's desk. So now this means that all of the government right now is in favor of this, or at least the majority of them are. Now, basically all this means is that the U.S. government just wants the Chinese companies that are traded on our exchanges to play by the same rules as us. Now, they would only get delisted if a given company doesn't comply with the audit inspections that will be performed 3 years in a row. So NIO, XPENG, LI, Alibaba have at least 3 years before they could even think about getting delisted. So those kind of concerns are kind of put on the back burner for now, but could arise in the future if these companies prove to not be as legitimate as everybody thinks they are. But for right now, those companies, we can focus on their expansion and how well they're doing in terms of expanding to the other markets. Now let's get into talking about the news that was just dropped about 30 minutes ago on XPEV. Now, if we take a look over here, XPENG delivers G3 smart electric SUV to first customers in Norway, setting up plans for the European market. Now, they also have plans to deliver 100 of those vehicles by the end of this week. Now, this is the G3 smart electric vehicle with a range of about 520 kilometers. Now, this is the first time that XPEV has expanded, and they have plans for other markets in development. Now, what's interesting about this is that XPENG hasn't said anything so far about setting up a factory and other ways of distribution in the European countries. Now, this is important because it's going to be very expensive for them to keep manufacturing their cars in China, marketing them in the European countries, and just shipping them all the way over. It would be a lot better for them in terms of efficiency to have a factory, repair, battery charging stations, and all of those type of things in the European countries. Now, if we take a look at the comparison between XPEV and NIO in terms of their vehicles, NIO's basic model is priced around 65,000 US dollars. Now, if we take a look at this G3 model that they're selling in Norway, It's about 33,000 euros, 30,000 Great British pounds, and 41,000 US dollars. Now, this is a really good thing for XPENG right now. They are undercutting NIO and offering a very similar vehicle. They both have a very similar range right now. XPENG has not really disclosed a lot about their battery production. On the other hand, NIO has a 100 kilowatt hour battery right now, and they have teased a 150 kilowatt hour battery, along with having the battery swap stations. They're going to open up 100 of the battery charging and swap stations all over China throughout 2021. And XPENG hasn't really said anything about that so far. But they still have a head start on NIO in the European market. NIO is planning on setting up their factory in Denmark throughout 2021, but XPENG has already started shipping their vehicles over to customers, and the customers will have the vehicles in hand by the end of this week, so by Christmas. Now, if we go back to the chart, we can see that the high of XPENG is around $74, and it's trading at $46. If they can get a full distribution channel in Europe and start making a lot of sales and beat NIO off the bat, we could see this price go all the way back up to $74 or even higher. Now, NIO has Battery Day coming out on January 9th, and XPENG is one of those companies that is going to play as a sympathy to NIO. They're going to try to basically trade in tandem unless something comes out and they're making a comparison between the two companies. But if NIO comes out and says, we're doing this, and there's no news articles that are going to mention anything about the other companies, then what should happen, like we saw here on this massive run-up, is they move in tandem either up or down. So you can play this in either direction if you like. I'm pretty bullish on the run-up into the NIO Day on January 9th. But we'll see what happens. Hope you guys are having a great day, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and so you don't get left behind on any of my news videos.